Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
Coming to you live from the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar. You know, if it's Thursday, that means we are live at Sliders. A little passing shower, a little sprinkle shower just passed by. And it is all good here at Sliders. A bunch of people on the patio joining me indoor at the beverage bar. And also, of course, the Oyster Bar rocking and rolling. You got Julie on the beverage bar, the famous Julie here at Sliders. And, of course, Johnny Pop, the famous Johnny Pop running the Oyster Bar. We'll tell you all about Sliders Oyster Bar, all the music they have this weekend, Saturday live music, Sunday live music, just a fun place to hang out in Neptune Beach, Sliders Oyster Bar. Terry Norvelle here, glad to be with you here. We got a lot of stuff, got some breaking stuff we want to get to as well. Patrick Young, I'm not sure. I don't think Patrick will check in. He, if you remember, he was on yesterday and he was traveling to Charlotte to speak to the Truist Bank people in Charlotte. So Patrick's probably on a plane right now, coming back or about to head to an airport. He may or may not check in, but we've got a lot of stuff to get to with you. Casey Kurtz producing as always. We'll get Casey on the show, contributing to the show. We've got some softball talk. Boy, the Women's Softball World Series is off and running. A thrilling, strange game number one. We'll talk some softball today about 4:35 with our buddy Kyle Crooks. Kyle is an employee. He works for, he broadcasts for the Gator Sports Network. He is kind of the voice of Gator softball, so he knows this sport real well. Want to pick his brain on where the sport's going. It looks like it's exploding. Get his thoughts on the championship series and a bunch of stuff and some movement with the Gator softball team we'll get to. NBA Finals start tonight. We'll try and touch on that a little bit. Some other wonderful topics, but a couple of things I want to hit early, real quick. My buddy Aaron is telling me, he's sitting next to me, that the Aaron Rodgers deal looks like it's done. Give me an affirmative nod of the head there. Yeah, it looks like 1 year Rodgers in Pittsburgh. Long rumored, right? That was long rumored to be a marriage. So it looks like it's a 1 year deal. Rodgers en route and I guess will participate in any OTAs that are left. So it looks like Rodgers and the Steelers have consummated their marriage, at least for 1 year. So some NFL news. Secondary news just kind of breaking in the last hour or two. Tough news possibly out of Colts camp, and this involves the Jaguars a little bit. Obviously, the Jaguars will play the Colts every year, at least twice. It appears that, no, it doesn't appear. Anthony Richardson is not throwing. He is being held out. That shoulder injury has flared up on him again. And, boy, I tell you, this guy, you can't really blame a guy. You can't say, well, damn, he's just always hurt. Well, you know, I mean, injuries are injuries. But Anthony Richardson looks like he's going to miss all of OTAs. He's already missed. And they're talking about they're not sure if he will be ready for minicamp. Certainly mandatory minicamp. He will not participate. So not good news from the injury front with Anthony Richardson, which is one of his big issues. I mean, again, injuries you can't really be held fault. They just kind of happen. The word is he's having trouble with that AC joint in that shoulder area that has really given him problems. He missed a bunch of games. He only got like 5 games in the season before that reared its head and put him down for the year. So Anthony Richardson injured again. You know, he's quasi in a battle with Daniel Jones. You know, the Colts have Jones. They have Richardson. Not the best start for Anthony Richardson and the Colts. We'll track that. You feel bad for Anthony. I've never subscribed to the thought that he's a quarterback per se. He's a super athlete, but you would at least, if things aren't going to work out for Richardson in the NFL, if he does you'd rather it not work out and he's, you know, got the bullets in the gun and he's able to participate and just can't win the job. But boy, man, tough situation for Anthony Richardson and the Colts if it lingers into August and then going into the season. Major League Baseball news. Some games going on, afternoon games and we'll track some scores. The Royals are playing. Jack Caglione has his first hit as a Major League Baseball player and his first RBI. He has doubled in the game that is going on right now. The Royals are playing a doubleheader. They got rained out earlier this week. So they're playing a doubleheader. First game of 2 today. Right now, I'm showing top of the 8th. Royals leading 3-2 over the Cardinals. The game is in St. Louis. So good for Caglione. All you guys out there probably have played a lot of baseball. Caglione 1 for 4 now, but he does have an RBI. He doubled in that run. It's good to see Caglione get that. You get that first hit. When you start a season, I know this is Caglione starting his Major League career. He didn't start the season, but, man, there's nothing worse in baseball. You open up and you go 0 for 4, 3 games, maybe even 4 games. You look up, you're 0 for 16. That's a tough hill to climb. But Jack Caglione, first base hit. We'll track the rest of this game. And then there is a doubleheader scheduled. So good for Caglione. Gets his first hit of his Major League Baseball career. With that, let's welcome Casey Kurtz. Mr. Kurtz, how you doing, my friend? Back in world headquarters.
How's it going?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Yeah, surviving.
A little rain there. We're down here at the beach. We had it come through, but like it does at the beach a lot. Boy, it came and went. I don't know if it's over, but cooled things down. I'll tell you that.
It absolutely stormed here. Still raining outside as we speak. So glad to be inside and not doing the show outside.
What do you think of the news about Richardson, man? You just, you can't blame guys. Oh man, he's so injury prone. I mean, that's kind of life, but my goodness, this guy, I mean, he just can't stay on the field.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Obviously, you're not wanting to see anybody get hurt. It's been an interesting NFL career to this point for Anthony Richardson. Listen, I don't necessarily want the Colts to win games, but I don't, want this guy to end his career not being able to play, like you said.
Yeah.
So, hopefully he some way figures it out. But it's an unfortunate situation for him right now.
Daniel Jones, legitimate shot. If both guys are healthy and playing, I mean, Daniel Jones got a legitimate shot right now. He's not the Colts bonus baby, and that might factor a little bit, but right. I mean, he's got a shot, right? This is a quarterback race in Indianapolis, isn't it?
Yeah. I expect Daniel Jones to be their quarterback, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think Daniel Jones at this point in time gives you a better chance to win, which is an absolutely wild sentence that I just said, but I think it is true. So we'll see what the Colts do. I will say I'm not scared of them with Daniel Jones, so I think overall it's a good thing for the Jags.
Yeah, and a little more. Neither one of them are. Jones a little more consistent, though. I mean, that's Richardson's knock is, if 10's a great play and 1's a terrible play, Richardson, you'd prefer your quarterback to give you 8 across the board, right?
Sure.
He'll give you a 10, a 2, a 9, a 1, another 10, and then a 3.
Yep.
Just the lack of consistency.
Without a doubt.
With AR. You saw where Caglione got his first hit in a game that's going on right now. In case you've played and or followed baseball, that is nasty. When you start a season, or like this is a call-up, obviously, that first hit, you're just happy it doesn't. I've had seasons where you start out, first game 0 for 4, second game 0 for 4, third game 0 for, and you look up you're 0 for 12, and then it gets heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Then it gets heavy.
It does, and good for him. Glad he figured out how to get a hit in the majors. Now he just has to get a few more, but it's a good start.
Did you you probably haven't heard, but you saw the show rundown. How ironic is it today, if you notice, and this was more business news, but I guess would you call the restaurant chain Hooters, would it be fair to say that was one of the first, you could almost call it the first national sports bar in our country? Sports bars
feels like it.
Kind of popped up in the 80s. Yeah, kind of. I'm not sure how, kind of ironic if you have that theory. Today, Hooters International or whoever the corporate, they announced another round of store closings. They closed like 14 Hooters over 14 states. They've been doing that in the last couple of years. They've really taken a hit. How ironic is it? The there's a really first of its kind sports bar in Portland that opened up a couple years ago. And today they announced expansion by 4 stores. The sports bar in Portland is called the Sports Bra, B-R-A, Bra, the Sports Bra Bar. And they announced today they're now opening 4 more locations. Obviously, the home is in Portland, Boston, Indianapolis, Las Vegas, and St. Louis. And the concept of this bar, the Sports Bra Bar, is their TVs are all on women's sports. You go in, it's women's sports. How about that? The day Hooters announces 40 additional closings, and I mean, you could call Hooters a little sexist, couldn't you?
You could
exploitive, maybe.
You could probably make that argument, but maybe they need to look at the new business model because it seems to be working for somebody else.
Yeah. How about that? The Sports Bra, and it's a regular sports bar, but I don't know if I need to do more work. We had this on about a year ago when I heard about it the first time. I need to do a little more research. I don't know if every TV stays on women's sports or they just cater to it, but no, that's the deal is women's sports. It's built around women's sports, and hell, they just added 4 locations. Something's working, I guess.
It must be working, yeah.
I guess something's working, and damn, maybe I'm kind of romantic for this Athletes United or whatever it's called softball league, AUSL. By the way, I hate the name. Absolutely hate the name, but I got to believe they're going to have a lot of that on. And gosh, they got women's softball. So yeah, the Sports Bra is expanding.
Nice.
I don't want to say anything else about that, but
probably a good idea.
Sports Bra, is expanding. I want to get into also, and we can do this right now. We've got Kyle Crooks coming on about 4:35. Really interesting article, I thought, and I've got it pulled up here from The Athletic today. And it's a topic that our show, me, Brent Beard, have been talking about, and it's an article. Seth Emerson, a well-known writer for The Athletic. It's about college sports and where it needs to go. So he's talking with Danny White. Danny White is the current athletic director for the University of Tennessee. Danny White's the brother of Mike White, the basketball formerly of Florida, coach at Florida, currently at Georgia. Their father was high-ranking official in athletic management, college athletic management, very athletic. So Emerson's talking to Danny White about where college sports is going to go. And as they're talking, he's being interviewed. He goes on to say, this is Danny White saying, I'll say it when asked where everything's going to go. Danny White says, I'll say it. We've got a camera on us. He was with us as a president at the time at the meetings. I don't really care at this point. Collective bargaining is the only solution. And I totally agree with this. Absolutely. So he goes on and says, going a little bit further, they tried to get some comments from Greg Sankey. He was very, very basic on it. But this article goes on to say, Casey, collective bargaining is and here's one of the big cruxes. The players have got to get some type of representation, and then they can collectively bargain with and against the schools. So listen to this next sentence here, one of the paragraphs here in this. Collective bargaining is the reason pro sports leagues don't have incessant court challenges to their rules the way college sports does. Pro leagues negotiate the rules on, example, salary caps, player movement, and more with players, and many more issues with player unions. Many see that as the only surefire way college sports can enforce certain rules, especially when it comes to transfer restrictions that courts have struck down in recent years, opening up an era of unlimited player movement. White and others believe a collectively bargained agreement with a players' union would mean reasonable transfer rules that would stand up in court. And the crux of that, Casey, is you don't see, I mean, there are times, few and far between, when, example, the NFLPA and the owners, they will have a sticky situation and they may go to an arbiter. But they don't end up in court that much every other Tuesday because the courts view an independent business such as the NFL. The courts say, hey, wait a minute. You guys have two sides. You've both got to agree for anything to pass. Play nice. Work it out. Work it out. Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin is clearly on the so he's quoted in this as well. And Casey, your athletic directors, your presidents, your schools, they are staunchly against it. They do not want the players to become employees and then obviously have some type of union representation. Now, why do they feel this way? Well, if they become employees, the universities just see a bigger expense. You have to carry workman's comp, and you pay into that if you're the employer. Workman's comp, insurance, benefits, probably retirement plan. I mean, the NFL has, and Major League Baseball, they have retirement plans. Sure. Family, and Casey, here's another one. When you say insurance, well, that's great as the 22-year-old guy, 21-year-old guy is your quarterback, and he's an employee, and you're covering workman's comp, insurance, benefits, even retirement. Well, they're probably going to ask for family members as well, because when you're employed, a lot of times you can put your family on there, right? So that some of these guys start having children, and have children. So that's not just going to be an individual; it's going to be so that Casey. That's why the schools are staunchly against it.
I mean, listen, they can be against it all they want. I think it makes the most sense. And if you really break it down, I understand it's going to cost the schools money. Oh no, look at what people pay tuition. Look at the money they make off the athletes. But like when you say that and you talk about insurance and whatnot, I go back to Kevin Ware when his leg came out of his leg, literally, in the and I don't know what happened insurance wise. I don't know what Louisville did for him. I don't know how that story ended. All I know is the guy was playing college basketball and his leg came out of his leg. Yeah. And who know that guy, his life is never the same after that. So to me, if you're going to make all this money off athletes and athletics and you don't want to make them employees, I think that's wrong, because something like that could happen at any given time.
And Casey, this article is a really good article in The Athletic, Seth Emerson. It goes on to talk about there's a lot of state laws, right? I mean, the NFL has the NFL is only in so many states. There's only 32. College athletics, every state, and there's a bunch of different laws. So there is some hurdles to hop legally, but it goes on to say it can be done even if you have to look at some other models. And this article goes on to say there are several models out there that could get around the legality issues of different states have different rules. For example, the Screen Actors Guild. We all know that's the union, if you will. That's not a word they use, but that's their union, the actors and actresses union that represents them with the studios. And you have to pay this, and there's a scale, and there's a this, and there's a that. You can't work them so many hours. And the Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah, definitely.
Those members are contractors rather than employees, because filming takes place all over the country, but the guild as a whole still negotiates work rules. And they give other examples. I did not know this, but the employees at Starbucks, they give as an example. Uber drivers in New York, there's weird state laws in New York. They also have setups that could serve as models. As for those states' laws and general hostility to unions, it bears noting that when California passed its precedent setting name, image, and likeness, because this is where it started. Those two senators in California ran name, image, and likeness. When they heard about it, they ran it through and said it's going to start in a few years, and it did. Many state legislators, especially in the South, reacted with scorn but they changed their mind when they realized schools on the West Coast might have an advantage if they were the only ones doing NIL. It real interesting, really, really interesting. And this is an article, a story, Casey, that, I mean, I'm on this side. I mean, I've been saying this for a long time. Now, it goes on late in the article, and let me see if I can find it because I want to give Emerson his due. It goes on to say about it. I'm trying to find it here, Casey. It goes on. I'm going to try and paraphrase it until I find it. This article goes on to say about player representation, the players having basically a union, a one voice. They haven't figured it out yet. That's sticky because it's just sticky. Who will be that? And if you say, well, the players will form it, well, the players will cycle through. So right now, if they wanted to get it going, do you send out a email to 130 Division I schools and say, hey, I need you to nominate, because the NFL has a player rep. Each franchise elects a player rep. How do you do that? Yeah, you see where I'm going with that? It's kind of a little sticky with college because these guys will be gone in 2 or 3 years. I mean, you don't want to constantly be changing your rep and trying to explain the new rep that comes in that's 19 or 20 that knows nothing. You got to get that person coached up, and then they start. I don't know, Casey. That is a sticking point. How will the entity that represents the players be formed?
Yeah, I mean,
who will they be?
I think. Listen, if you have to have somebody do it on your current team, like I think that just comes down to coaches assigning. Like, say, if you're talking, let's just say you're talking about football, like it's going to be one of your captains. It doesn't necessarily need to be Arch Manning if you're Texas, but if you have a, guy that's been in your program for 4 years, you trust him on, the offensive line or whatever. And maybe that's your guy.
I'm not saying these players have to be the actual board and they make all, but they need you need player input.
Sure.
But you need a I don't know, pick out the phrase of it, the college sports player representation committee.
Mm-hmm.
There needs to be a CEO and a board, but it's got to have some player input, I think. But who the NCAA may be gone. There may be a new entity that is formed. Do you want the NCAA to form the player rep? Is that like crossing bound? I don't know. But it's going to be worked out. I mean, we're not trying to split the atom here, right?
Sure.
It can be worked out, right?
Absolutely. It's
for not God's sakes, we send space probes to Pluto, for God's sakes. It can be worked out, but it really needs to be worked out. A spinoff of this is, and we didn't get to it a couple of days ago. We may try to get back. There was an article, may have also been on The Athletic. I like that site a lot. I can't remember who wrote it, but the crux of the article was, okay, SEC, okay, Big Ten, you guys have pulled a coup and you've strong-armed. You control college sports. And we all agree with that. Last year when the SEC and the Big Ten got together and said, hey, we're doing it, you're acquiescing to things we asked for, or we're out, and you can't have us out. So the Big Ten and the SEC are college sports now. The article, basically, the premise was, okay, SEC, okay, Big Ten, you've got control 100%, basically. Now what are you going to do? What are you going to do with it? And I think the big answer to that is, I hope it at least gets started within 5 years. I hope the Big Ten and the SEC go, it's time now for the mega super league. That's where this needs to go as well. I really, really look forward to that. But yeah, it was interesting. Okay, you got all this power. I don't think the SEC and the Big Ten strong-arm their way to where they are now just to get a couple $5 more million a year for each school, right? I'm confident that they are looking ahead going, our ultimate task is to form the Super League, the college version of the NFL, and and follow those damn rules, Casey, and regulations and model. God, the NFL's sitting there saying, here we are. We've done it.
Yeah, just
We've
ask.
done it.
Just ask us how to do it. Ask some questions, and
Yes,
we'll help you.
Hey, we'll leave our notes where you can peek over and see them. Sorry. We'll leave our playbook on the coffee table.
It ain't that serious.
But
just ask.
No, yes. I was only half kidding a year ago when I came out with this. Why the hell wouldn't college athletics just go to the NFL? Because when you say college athletics, you're saying college football, and go, hey, how about $1 billion a year in NFL? You spin off out of your office. You spin off an entity that run college football for us.
It might be just that easy.
Not? Yeah, why not? I don't know. Nobody's listening to us, Casey. Nobody's listening.
I guess not.
All right, let's take a break. Come back. We'll settle in, and we hope to have Kyle Crooks on. He is the Florida Gators softball, the voice of Florida Gators softball on Gator Sports Network. Really knows the game. This is not really going to be just a Florida Gators softball segment. I want to tap into his brain, his softball knowledge, the new professional league. Casey, what about the wild game last night? Game 1 of the College World Series, the women's college. Did you see the
I did.
Intentional walk? Those were what was Kennedy thinking throwing it so close to home plate 4 times?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know.
Have you ever seen? I've seen that before in baseball.
I've seen it in baseball.
And they had I've seen it occasionally. And if you don't know what we're talking about, there was a strategic moment in the Texas Tech game last night where Texas Tech wanted to intentionally walk a batter to load the bases for Texas. She had struggled in the series, but she's a big power hitter, 21 home runs. So Kennedy, the best pitcher in college softball, the catcher stands up and is ready to receive. And I didn't know this, Casey. I think baseball you can wave them down. I think college baseball you just hold up 4 fingers and you run them down.
Yes, correct. You don't have to throw the pitches.
But softball you have to still pitch the 4 pitches. And the Texas Tech star pitcher, she throws 1 ball, throws 2 ball, throws 3 ball. And did you see the first 3? They were very close to the outside edge of the plate.
Low-key trying to get a strike call, yeah.
Yeah, and she so the 4th one, which would have walked the Texas batter was in ready hit position. She takes a hack at it and sends a shot right up the middle, drives in 2 runs.
How about that? What a way to lose.
That was the game. Yeah, crazy.
A lot of bad losses in softball recently, like just heartbreaking loss. I know they still have a season to play, or they still have a game to play, but I mean,
they still got 1, maybe 2, but yeah, you're right. And a lot of walk-offs in softball and baseball, and damn exciting though. Damn exciting. All right, let's take a break. 1 down, long way to go. It is a Thursday edition. This weekend, they'll have bands on the patio on Saturday and Sunday. Always have live music right here at Sliders. And, of course, they feature Safe Harbor Seafood, the best seafood, the freshest seafood in this area comes from Safe Harbor Seafood, and that is all over the menu here at Sliders Oyster Bar. Talking some softball on the other side when we come back. It's the Young and Norvelle Show right here on Action Sports Jacks.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
The best stories sometimes come after the game. Join us for in-depth conversations with local coaches Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m., including our latest guest on the program.
So I had a parent meeting year 2 and told the parents, look, I know there's 15 of us. There'll be more that will come. The younger ones will come up and they'll be fine. And, we'll win state championships. And when I tell you they laughed at me to the point of tears, I'm not exaggerating.
Catch up on the chats you missed by watching the After the Game playlist on our Action Sports Jacks YouTube page.
All right, you see a little wet overhead shot of downtown Jacksonville. We're live at the beach at our Thursday home, of course, Sliders Oyster Bar right here on the patio. Storms kind of passed through, and, man, it's cooled down. It feels great out here at Sliders. Man, I'm in shorts and flip-flops, and the patio is filling up now. Happy hour at Sliders. The indoor beverage bar full, and, of course, Johnny Pop at the Oyster Bar, shucking them away. You can get them steamed or raw, any way you want it. They feature Safe Harbor seafood here at Sliders Oyster Bar. Teased a moment ago, time to talk some more softball. We got our buddy with us, Kyle Crooks. Kyle is the voice of Florida Gators softball, works on the Gator Sports Network. Kyle is kind enough to spend some time. Kyle, I know you enjoy. You probably just you ran through about a 75-game Gator season, and I want to talk some more softball with you. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. It's good to be on here. Yeah, we just finished up with the World Series. Of course, it didn't go the way we wanted. It was 2-0, which you can never take for granted. It's the best thing that I get to do is call games in Oklahoma City. If you haven't been there and you love softball, it is a cathedral to the sport. So it's a lot of fun.
Really, really is. I'm one of the guys. Gosh darn, I think my love for this sport was really spurned with the SEC network. I mean, the SEC network pops up 2014 or whatever it was, and they had hours to fill, and we got to see non-traditional televised sports popping up, and softball, fast pitch softball at the collegiate level is, I think it's made for television. Speak to that, the quickness of the games, the tightness of the fields. I mean, there are a lot of elements that just scream, this is a great televised sport.
Yeah, it fits in that 2-hour window that ESPN loves. They do. Now it doesn't usually take just 2 hours. Usually it's 2:15 and you have run rules in softball, so you have the 8-run differential through 5 innings, so games can go rather quick. It's the pace of it has slowed down a tad over the years. They've added the pitch clock to softball. We know college baseball, all of a sudden, the pace of college baseball has jumped a lot since recent. I remember when I first started here in Florida, college baseball was slow and methodical, and now it was
a grind.
Pace. It was a grind, and softball. That's what's fun about it. And you're starting to see now, Terry, the growth of superstars. Here at Florida, we had Amanda Lorenz, we had Kelly Barnhill before I got here, Lauren Hager. But with the invent of SEC Network, it's now allowed the ability of those stars to become household names. A Skylar Wallace stands out to me, a Kendra Falvey from this team, a Jocelyn Erickson. Those are, and you go anywhere with this team on the road, there are young kids, whether it's young boys or young girls, that are sitting in line waiting to sign autographs and getting a chance to take pictures. And they are rock stars, and it's really fun to see. And credit to ESPN, because they've taken softball to a whole new level from where it's been previous to, like we mentioned, 2014.
Yeah, obviously, SEC Network, regular season in their own tournament, but the big tournament, it pops up on ESPN, and it's just wonderful. We've talked on this show for years now, staying on this line of thought. I think softball and gymnastics have been the two sports that have greatly benefited from, the SEC Network, and the Big Ten does. I'm sure, it's helped the Big Ten but those Friday night softball and gymnastics meets. I mean, if you're home, man, and you said it, man, they're compelling and they're quick. I'm an old guy, so I played college baseball in the 80s. Those games were grinds, man. I mean, grinds. They really were. And Kyle, you're right. Postseason play slows down in all sports, but I'm telling you, a monstrously marathon softball game is 2.5 hours. I mean, that's about as long. That would be a monstrously long game. Kyle, talk about I'm really, really excited about the new pro league that was announced, the partnership between Major League Baseball. I think it's the worst name of a league in the history. I hope they change it. The Athletes Unlimited Softball League. What the hell kind of name is that, Kyle? I hate that name.
That goes back to the league they had previous was Athletes Unlimited. But it was a weird way, Terry, in which they had done it. The players would get points for doubles and home runs, and there'd be an individual points winner at the end of the year. And this is a more traditional sports format. They've created 4 different teams. I believe there's 5 total Gators that are in this, including some of the names I just mentioned. Corby Otis on this previous team was drafted 6th, and they did a really cool thing throughout the year. They had the college draft, and they would give this golden ticket to a player in some of the big stops throughout the SEC. And Corby happened to be the one that got a golden ticket for the Gators.
I was watching the game. Yeah, I was watching
and she
that
had
game.
a walk-off that day. How about it?
Yeah.
Had a walk-off, a single against Alabama, and we knew it up in the press box, but she didn't know that she was going to get that golden ticket and become a pro athlete that day. And it's really, really cool. And she's going to be a brain surgeon after she's done playing pro softball. Like, there's legit players, and that is the biggest conundrum with college softball. It's such a good television product. It does massive numbers at the college level. The college level is the big league level. Baseball, big leagues is the big leagues. Softball, big leagues is college, and you see the numbers and 13,000 fans there, but it's never translated into a pro league. And the biggest thing is getting that Major League Baseball money. They're going to televise every single game, so all the games that are not on linear ESPN or CBS Sports Network, they're going to be on the MLB app, so you can watch every single game of these stars that have played in World Series past, national champions, and have huge followings, and now they're going to get the chance to really have a really good platform for this league.
And Kyle, you nailed it, obviously. Having the MLB letters behind you, that's legitimacy. It's money, but it's, there's been a lot of pro leagues try to start up around the country in softball, and they just go by the wayside. That MLB, that changes everything, I think. I mean, that gives this a real chance. And, I'm kind of a softball head. I love the sport. You've heard me say it. But, over the years, I've asked myself, I'm like, man, if they could, whoever they are, find some money, find some backing. Why do I not get to see Montana Fouts anymore? Why do I not get to see some of those stars from Oklahoma. When they're done, Kelly Barnhill, why do I not get to see her play? I loved watching Amanda Lorenz play at Florida. You weren't going to go chase them down some little tiny league. I think this has got around the dugout, around the scuttlebutt, and you were out there at Oklahoma City. This has got to, the softball world's got to be really buzzing about this thing.
Yeah, and I broadcast with Alicia Ocasio, who's a Gator great, and I haven't mentioned her yet.
Yeah.
To go all the TV games, to your point of exposure, all the games that aren't on linear television or on SEC Digital, SEC Plus. So you can watch every game on the ESPN app now. But she's in this league, and I've been talking to her about this the last couple months, and she's super excited about it. But you're right. I mean, the backing of Major League Baseball, because they've done a lot of good things, MLB, when it's come to some of the youth programs. They work a lot with youth baseball, but they've worked a lot with youth softball throughout small communities in the United States. And it's just a slam dunk. If you're Rob Manfred and you're looking at, okay, what do we put some of our power behind? One, it's good PR, but it's allowing young girls and women to live out a dream, and a dream they deserve. Like, the product is so good. The players are so good now. Like you said, a Montana Fouts is a generational talent, and then all of a sudden she just goes up into the wind. Same with a Skylar Wallace. You get sad for them when their college careers end, because you're like, well, this is the last time that they're going to get a chance to live this true championship dream. And the MLB is done a good thing, and there's a long way to go, and there's more investing that needs to be done, but this is a huge step in the right direction.
And then you look at the, and pardon me for not having the name, I'm worried about the pronunciation, the commissioner. I'm reading the backstory of the commissioner, the young lady that's going to run the woman, I should say. I mean, this woman, she, was a MLB general manager. I mean, big time resume. Talk about, I mean, that adds, I mean, when somebody like that picks up the phone that has worked at the highest level of Major League Baseball, and she's going to be the guiding force of this league. I mean, that's a big deal, man. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's the right person at the right time. She was with the Marlins, high up general manager. I believe she worked under Brian Cashman with the New York Yankees, if I remember correctly, before she got that Miami job. She was in attendance, actually, when Corbiotis, after she had walked it off, I believe she was the one who handed off the golden ticket to Corbiotis. And she is a name that is well known throughout sports, especially women's athletics. You look at a person like Kim Ang, who's accomplished so much. We talk women in sports and being able to lift them up, and somebody who's accomplished something that you just don't see all that often, and to be that figure of perseverance and success. That's a really cool person, and has a ton of experience, and
knows what she's doing
to the next level.
And before people say, oh, here's Terry talking about women's softball, he loves it, the explosion is real. I mean, I saw some numbers. I mean, the ESPN numbers are coming back the last couple of years, in this tournament going on right now. I mean, their viewership's in the millions. I mean, millions of people are watching these games. And I don't want to bury you here, Kyle, and if you have to take the fifth on this, I don't know if you call much women's basketball, so I don't want to bury you here. But, I mean, I have screamed from the mountaintops. Patrick Young, my partner, Pat's on a speaking engagement in Charlotte. That's why he's not with us right now. He's talking to the head honchos of Truist Bank, that son of a gun. But we've said from the – I mean, women's fast pitch softball is a million times more watchable than the WNBA. And I know, I don't want to put you in a bad spot if you call women's basketball, but I would watch a fast pitch softball game way before I would watch the WNBA. I think they play their game on the softball diamond better.
Yeah, it is a really, really good product. And I actually call women's basketball here at Florida. And, at the highest level, that in the SEC specifically for women's basketball, it's a pretty solid product. And, we've seen how Caitlin Clark has changed the game with what she's done and has revolutionized the game for sure. But, you see a player like Carlin Pickens at Tennessee, who has thrown a pitch 79 miles an hour. And for your audience that doesn't know, conversion rate from that to a big league fastball is 110 miles an hour. So you're talking about big leaguers who would step in the box
Yeah.
and wouldn't even come close to hitting Carlin Pickens. A player like a Jordy Ball at Nebraska, who's one of the greatest two-way players in the history of the game, who willed her team to a super regional, a win away from a World Series, and Nyjah Kennedy, who will probably pitch again tonight for Texas Tech, is the first $1 million NIL softball player, is probably worth $10 million, who single-handedly put her team now 2 wins away. They should have won last night. 2 wins away from a World Series. They had never, I believe, gone to a super regional as a program.
I don't think so.
One player has done that. And the numbers and the money that gets thrown around, Terry, in this sport and the NIL, from what I've heard, is very similar to what you're seeing now in the women's basketball games. 6 figures for players and 7 figures for a player like Nyjah Kennedy. The audience is there, so the money's there.
Yeah. And you know, some people may be scoffing or rolling their eyes, but I'll tell you one thing, and your big marketing companies do this, and there's a system. This is not just throwing darts on the board. You take Texas Tech, and if they outlaid $1 million for Kennedy, marketing companies have a formula. They can give you a value of media exposure that Texas Tech has gotten on TV and shows. It's way, the value of that would be way more than the $1 million, way more than
and it's brought Patrick Mahomes to watch softball and tweet about Texas Tech softball, which adds.
You got Pat. Great point. Great point. Let's go to last night's game. Obviously, we're in the championship series. It's going to stay in Texas, or the trophy is going to be in Texas. Longhorns pulled out a game last night, as if the obstruction play wasn't strange enough, right? The obstruction play at second base, that got trumped by the, have you ever seen intentional walk ball hit for a 2-run single? That was wild last night.
I've seen that in the big leagues happen. I've never seen it in college softball. And, you know, you're probably saying the same thing, and I think the millions were saying it as well. The first 3, so it was a 3-0 count. I'm like, what? Why is the catcher standing there? Why do the pitches keep going chest high down? And Reese Atwood, who's the batter, is just standing there. And the first 2, she's like, and then the third one is a little high, but she's standing in. And all of a sudden, her attention is back in, because the catcher, usually you hold your hand out and you're 2 strides off the plate. I'm shocked the coach in that moment didn't come out and say, hey, Nyjah, what are we doing here? Like, we're dancing with danger. And a 3-0 pitch, it's really hard to hit Nyjah Kennedy. If I'm getting one that's at chest height at 50 miles an hour, I got a better chance of gripping and ripping that ball than waiting for whoever's on deck to come up with a hit with the bases loaded.
I'm glad you pointed that out too, because she didn't get her. Atwood didn't get the high heater. There was 20 miles of speed off those pitches, and I'm with you last night. I'm like, what? It's an intentional walk. Why are you throwing it barely outside the outside corner of the plate? And it also made me think, and I railed earlier this week on this show. Obviously, I watched a ton of college baseball last weekend, and watching teams try to put down a bunt and butcher it across the country, and then watching teams try to defend the bunt. They fielded it and were throwing it around. You just don't bunt that much, right, anymore. Well, Kennedy said she has not thrown an intentional walk all year. And I don't know. I mean, that's a weird moment, I think, to ask an athlete to do something that they don't do. It's almost akin to, hey, go to the line. I need you to miss this free throw. Mm-hmm. It's just hard to do. They don't practice it.
It's very similar to a pitcher in softball throwing overhand to first base. You see pitchers have a whole lot of trouble in that normal baseball motion on a throw to first base. It's a disaster. That's why in the bigs, everybody was up in arms when they said you can automatically send somebody to first base, and you take out the element of somebody not being all that comfortable with throwing 4 intentionally outside. You could tell she was not comfortable. There was no comfort in that situation, and that's the difference in probably a national championship for Texas Tech. I don't see them coming back and winning the next 2, because now you're going to see Kennedy at minimum 3 times. If you have to win it, Kennedy's going to pitch both of these games. So you're seeing her 3 times for a full game. Texas is going to do enough. I just don't see them losing the next 2 in a row.
A few more moments, Kyle. You've been very kind with your time. Kyle calls Gator softball. and women's basketball for the University of Florida. Really knows the programs. Mia Williams announced that she's going to throw her name in the portal. Did anybody see that coming, or is that just a situation? Hey, why not shop your wares? Everybody's a quasi free agent. Why wouldn't you kind of shop your wares a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that yearly free agency in college, nothing surprises me. There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes, and there's a lot of offers, and I don't necessarily know if that's the case with Mia specifically, but there's numbers that get thrown out to athletes when they're still playing in seasons, and they're still and there's massive numbers that are being thrown around. If you're Mia Williams and you want a chance to make that sort of money that maybe you're not going to make at Florida, I think on the back end of that, the good thing is that Florida has some resources to get some players, and this is a place that people want to come and play. They got a Jocelyn Erickson, they got a Corby Otis, they got a Skylar Wallace, they got all those players came from the transfer portal. It looks like they'll still have a decent core that will remain, but you look at this team, they'll have to replace their left fielder, their center fielder, their shortstop, their second baseman, and their first baseman, and a pitcher. And I guess it's the easiest time to do that is now, because you can overhaul your roster overnight. And if there's one guy I bet my money on, that is the man who's been in charge of Florida softball for 20 years, and that's Tim Walton, and he'll get this thing on track. But nothing with any of this has surprised me, for sure.
I believe, and you're more well versed than I am. I was reading a little bit about Florida women's softball last week, and I thought I read where Coach Walton has already secured what's considered maybe one of the best pitchers in the country out of Georgia. That is signed with the Gators, I think.
Caroline Stanton, 2026 class.
Yeah.
She's the number one in the country. He's recruited really well. I mean, last year he had the number one class with Ava Brown and Keegan Rothrock, 2 national Gatorade players of the year.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of coaches dig into high school anymore, because what's the point? I mean, a guy like Deion Sanders in college football, he doesn't even recruit high school anymore, and I don't know why you would. For the most part, the way things are going, the way you can get an experienced guy out of the portal, and if you have enough money to do so, but he's still recruited high school at a really high level.
For our Gator fans watching, we'll let you go on this, Kyle. Couple of names we mentioned: Amanda, former Gator players that I really enjoyed watching recently. Amanda Lorenz, she was so clutch and played so hard. Barnhill, the pitcher, a couple others. But like Amanda, she was on the coaching staff a couple of years ago, right? I mean, she was in the first base box, and I noticed she wasn't. Is she pursuing her pro career? Pulled her away from Florida. Where are some of the? Do you know some of the big names from the last couple of years? What they're up to now?
Yeah, so Amanda Lorenz was a volunteer assistant. So usually that's a 1-year deal.
Gotcha.
And then for her, I know she's married. She's living in the South Carolina area, but she's playing pro. And Skylar Wallace, I think, was still living in the Gainesville area, was working out here a little bit, and you'll get a chance to see her on the ESPN family of networks every single night. And Alicia Ocasio, who's still working out around Florida. What's cool is a lot of these players and these athletes come back, and the big thing is, and the next step is 2028 for the Olympics, because the Olympics will be in LA, but softball specifically in Oklahoma City, and everybody is angling to get on that team and stay playing pro and still have your name in the hopper. So that is the next big thing for a lot of these Gators, is can they make that 2028 Team USA?
I tell you, Kyle, we'll let you go on this. I don't have any money to speak of. I rub 2 nickels together every month to get the bills paid. If I had some disposable income and there was the New York Stock Exchange was selling some stock for women's professional fast pitch softball, I'd buy some stock in that. I'm bullish on it, man. I think this sport is nowhere near the zenith that it's going to go to.
It's massive, and it's only getting bigger. So hop on board now. The numbers don't lie, as they say, Barry. It's an objective measurement. People are watching. People are paying to come through the turnstiles, and you have bona fide stars that are playing at the college level and will play in the pro level for years to come.
Kyle, thanks so much. I probably kept you a little bit too long, but man, the knowledge was impeccable. Thank you, my friend. Let's do it again soon when this league is just rocking and rolling. Maybe we'll catch up at the end of the season.
Anytime. Let me know. Thanks for having me, Terry.
You got it. That's our buddy Kyle Crooks, voice of Florida Gators softball, and boy, he knows that sport. He really does. Take a break. We're wrapping up hour number 1. Come back. We'll track some Major League Baseball. get back to some stories we've kicked around. NBA Finals tonight. I need to get a little more jacked on these. I just think Oklahoma City is gonna kind of do a 4-1 kind of thing. We'll talk about that. Get Casey's input as well, and the Florida Georgia. The official numbers and the plan now, everything's now in black and white, where the game's going to go in 26, 27, and some of the financial commitments. It'll tell you just how big Florida Georgia is for Jacksonville, Atlanta, and Tampa. That and a whole lot more. 1 down, 1 hour down, 1 to go on a beautiful, cool now evening. We're coming to you live from Sliders Oyster Bar in Neptune Beach.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Crooks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Crooks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Crooks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
The best stories sometimes come after the game. Join us for in-depth conversations with local coaches Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m., including our latest guest on the program.
So I had a parent meeting year 2 and told the parents, look, I know there's 15 of us. There'll be more that will come. The younger ones will come up and they'll be fine. And, we'll win state championships. And when I tell you they laughed at me to the point of tears, I'm not exaggerating.
Catch up on the chats you missed by watching the After the Game playlist on our Action Sports Jacks YouTube page.
Okay, we are down at the beach. That is a overhead shot, obviously, of downtown Jacksonville. Still rainy. Probably going to be rainy, I think, the rest of the evening. The storm has passed through the beach. It's comfortable now, man. The temperature dropped 15 degrees. We had a good hard rain right when we fired up here at Sliders Oyster Bar. But as you can hear in the background, I'm sitting on the patio. We've got 5 tables on the patio. Open air, obviously, out here inside. It's filling up here. Happy hour. Weather is nice at the beach right now. It's always fun to be down here in the Neptune Beach area. And we thank our good friends here at Sliders Oyster Bar featuring Safe Harbor Seafood. Remember, live music every weekend, Saturday and Sunday during the day. If you're coming to the beach, you just want to come down to the beach. This is a fun place, good music, great food, great drink, great people watching, fun atmosphere. You can't go wrong. If you look for some live music this Saturday and or Sunday, you can't go wrong when you head down to the beach here in Neptune and enjoy Sliders Oyster Bar. I want to thank Kyle Crooks again. Boy, that was fun talking. I love talking to people that really, really know their craft, and he has certainly carved out a nice niche on that Gator Sports Network, featuring and specializing in softball and basketball. All right, Casey Kurtz, I've done it again. Casey, I have done it again, and I do it a lot. The problem is I have all these great ideas. I have another incredible idea. I'm an idea guy, Casey. You know that, right? You've known that, right?
All right. What do we got?
I'm an idea guy. I'm really smart. I'm very humble, as you know, very humble as well.
Sure.
Here we go, Casey.
All right.
My problem is I'm an idea guy. I'm very smart. I don't have any money to implement. I have no money.
Sure.
You got to have money to carry these ideas out. All right, here we go. I'm going to give this out to somebody. I don't know. Somebody's got to have thought of this, but Casey Kurtz, somebody with the wherewithal, with the cash, should get this going. How about a fast pitch softball version of the Savannah Bananas? Women's fast pitch softball, Savannah Banana type traveling fun, Globetrotters on clay. Wouldn't that be a huge hit?
I mean, if I had to guess, I bet the Bananas are working on it right now.
Wouldn't you think? I was thinking myself, I'm like, I'm going to have fun during the break. I said, I'm going to have fun with this. You've got to believe that the Banana guys are thinking, why don't we do this from the female softball angle, right?
Yeah, you would think. I mean, you'd start at a smaller scale. Obviously, I don't think you could roll it out and sell out, the Buck Stadium like they did for baseball. But I mean, you would have to think it's on their radar.
You would think. Now, Savannah Bananas just got. First of all, we needed a catchy name. I guess we got to tie it to a city, do we? We need a catchy name. Savannah Banana. That's a great name.
I mean, they would be Savannah something, I assume.
Or would they go some other way?
I mean, if it's the same company, I imagine they wouldn't want to open a whole nother office. Just use what you got.
Yeah, but you could call them something else, though, right? And I was thinking, I don't know, it's going to be a female league or team, traveling team. Peaches? Do you do something off peaches?
That's crazy. I just thought of that. That's the exact first thing I thought of. I thought of Georgia peaches would be interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. You've got to believe the Savannah Banana. Somebody in their organization said, light bulb over the head idea. We've got the model, fun, entertaining skits, athletic, good players in the sport. Why don't we do this with softball? The kissing cousin of baseball.
It could work because you've still got softball influencers, which is what the Savannah Bananas was built off of, and you have enough talented softball players that it could make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah. Getting back to the pro league that we were talking with Kyle about, I wanted to get into it and I forgot to go back to it, but he made a point that I wanted to reiterate. He talked about some of the previous attempts at softball, professional softball, and he said it might be a league still out there. He said, they've got a situation where you get a point for this, and in the game. You know, if you hit a double, you get this. If you
Yeah.
did you remember him saying that?
I
I
do.
wanted to go in and say, whoa. I hope this new league is standard straight softball. They
For
don't.
sure.
I think big screw ups have happened, particularly with spring football over the years. All the iterations we've had, they've tried to trump up the game and no, play the standard game. Don't do any of these silly. If you get on second base, it's an extra run, or Don't you agree? Play straight ball, man.
Yeah, it's not needed. If you're going to do something goofy, do the bananas. But I mean, if you're going to be a real serious thing that people are supposed to take serious,
Absolutely,
do it correctly.
But I will say this: we said we need a softball version of the Savannah Bananas. We need a name. That's first. We got to get a name. Do you agree? The Athletes Unlimited Softball League may be the most cumbersome. That's a bad name. The league needs to change its name.
It's not great.
I hate the name of that. I hate it. Can't stand it there. Going back to baseball, we were telling you one of these stories today. The Royals are playing a doubleheader today. They were rained out earlier this week. Jack Caglione in the first game, it just got completed. Actually, St. Louis came back and won the game in 10 innings, 6-5. So Caglione, they lost yesterday too, didn't they? Did they lose the first?
I don't remember.
But Caglione did get his first major league hit and RBI. He was 1 for 4, had a double, but Kansas City went on to lose the ball game. It's the first of 2. And I wanted to go back. Let's go back here. And, yeah, we've got quite a few, several games in progress. Also, bottom of 10th, Detroit and the White Sox tied at 2. And is the 10th inning, the first extra inning is when they go to the second base deal?
Yes.
Yes, I hate that. What are your thoughts on that? Put a guy on second base.
I don't mind it. Let's get on with it. You played 9 innings. You for somebody win.
Yeah, somebody win it. So 2-2, bottom of 10th, Detroit and the White Sox. Top of the 7th, the Phillies getting roughed up by Toronto, 9-1. That's getting late, so it looks like the Phillies are going to lose a game today. The Athletics said, quit picking on us yesterday like we did. 12-1, they lead Minnesota in the 5th. Holy
Looking good.
cow. How about that for those guys?
Chance for 24 tonight.
Yeah, definitely. If you said, hey, let's try to hold them to 23 or less, well, you got a chance maybe. Seattle 3-1 over Baltimore, top of the 6th inning. San Fran West Coast game. San Fran leading San Diego, middle of the 5th, so that's a getaway game, obviously, as these guys, at least one of them are getting on the plane probably. 3-2 San Francisco, and my screen just changed. Let me hit the button here. I wanted to give you this. Hold on. Okay, see, screen change.
I'm holding.
Don't you hate that? There was one. Oh, here we go. Bottom of 3rd, Mets 4, Dodgers 2. Mets 4, Dodgers 2. That's in L.A. Dodgers have gone Yankees, Mets back-to-back. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
This one's going to hurt. Casey, got to go. I got to give it, though. Got to give the score. It's going to hurt. Day game completed. Braves drop a little 11-10 contest. Oh, God.
That's pretty bad.
Buddy. Let me get back to this box score for the Braves. Yeah, that's fun to get on. If it's a getaway day for the Braves, that's fun. Let me go to that. Where's it at?
Nice. They're in the last 2 innings of the game, they gave up 8 runs.
Why am I not seeing the score, Casey? I just did, and somebody took it away. I want to look at it and see what. So they did what now? They gave up 2 in the.
No, in the last 2 innings, they gave up 8.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So the Braves, man, they are. So the Mets have gone ahead in that division, right? They keep jockeying back and forth with the Phillies, right? But the Mets, I think, have gone ahead in that division.
I believe so.
The Braves were already 11 back, I think, going into today. And if the Mets hold on, and the Braves have already lost, ouch. Wow. Ooh. I want to get back to see. Let's see here. Yeah, there's the Dodgers score. Okay, I've officially lost the Braves score. Do you
Might
have
be a
it
good
pulled
thing.
up, Casey?
Yeah, what do you want to know?
Yeah. 11-10. A million guys give up a million hits. What can you tell what the box score looks like?
I mean, no, I mean, it was fine until the 8th, and this dude, whose name is Belwick, who I've never heard of, Scott Belwick. Thanks for trying. 5 runs,
Scotty.
and then Rizel Iglesias gave up the last 3 in the 9th inning.
Oh, that bullpen again.
Yeah, terrible.
And it was 11-10, right?
It was the final was 11-10, yeah. But going into the 9th inning, it was what does quick math say here? It was like 5. It was like 10-5 Braves going into the last inning.
Are you kidding me?
No. They scored 7 in the 9th.
Brutal. That is absolutely. Here's a headline. Diamondbacks score 7 in the 9th to rally. Oh, my God. And the Braves have already had a terrible first half bullpen performance, right?
Mm-hmm. Might just want to burn it down at that point.
Iglesias is their guy. If they've got one, he's their guy, right? Hernandez has been struggling, but
yes, he's their closer.
My goodness gracious. That's going to leave a mark, isn't it?
Yeah, that's terrible. There's really no coming back from that one.
And what we say, the Braves, before the All-Star break, a little over a month from now, they've got like 10 games combined between with the Mets and the Phillies.
Yeah.
Man, God. Oh, here we go. Here's the box score. Goodness gracious, Casey, 7 in the 9th, top, and then the Braves get 0 in the bottom. Oh my goodness gracious! Let me take a look and see what's Acuna. Acuna quietly now he's 1 for 4, hitting 333 back. What's killing the Braves, man? They decent starting pitching, right? The Braves have had decent starting pitching, I think.
I mean, you got to get deeper than 3 1/3 when your bullpen is terrible.
Yeah, Holmes went 3 1/3 today, and then they just started running them out. Iglesias, how about blew it, as you said, 1 1/3, 3 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. He walked 2, struck out 1, and he gave up 3 dongs.
Yeah, it's terrible. But
Casey,
you know,
1 1/3, he gives up 3 dongs.
It's bad. That I will say though, if you're a parent, that is why you tell your kid to fight to the last out, because the Diamondbacks put up 7.
Oh my goodness! And then Iglesias comes in. He goes 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 3 runs. All of those earned. So these 2 relievers gave up 8 earned runs between them. The last 2 guys that take the mound for the Braves. Iglesias walks 1. No home run. Goodness gracious, man! If you're on the AAA Braves team, one of the AAA teams, and you're a decent reliever, you got to call somebody up, don't you? Give them a shot.
I would. I'd call multiple people up. I'd sign people off the street. I would do anything I could.
Goodness gracious!
Because these boys ain't getting it done.
I mean, look at the Braves now. They're Casey 27 and 34. And all we were talking about is, man, if they could just get back to 500. If they could get back to 500.
Oh, and by the way, after that debacle, they now are probably right now planning to get on a plane and flying to San Francisco to play the Giants, who are pretty good.
Oh, my goodness.
Ain't nothing like a 6-hour flight after blowing 7 runs in the 9th.
Oh, my God. Can you how brutal is that trip?
Bad.
God. How brutal is that trip? Yeah, the updated standings right now, and I guess the Mets are still going on, so looks like they're going to win, but there's still a ways to go. Mets are leading the East, the National League East. They're 39 and 23. They've been jockeying with the Phillies. Phillies are 37-24. The Phillies are a game and a half behind the Mets, but now you look at the Braves. They're 7 under 500. They're 11 and a half, could be 12 within the next hour-ish, as they get on a plane. And damn, Casey, the Braves have 27 wins right now. The Marlins have 23.
Yo, if the Marlins wouldn't have got swept by the Rockies, they'd be fighting. The Marlins would be fighting for that 4th place.
How about that? The Marlins could be out of the, or at least tied or trying to get out of the basement.
Yeah.
Man, alive. Dodgers 37 and 25. San Diego 1 game back. San Francisco. I know the Dodgers have had some pitching issues. Casey, your thoughts on, when they constructed in the offseason, many people, oh my God, keep the World Series there, keep the trophy there. it hasn't played out that way. Are the Dodgers one of those classic? They almost need to come see me in the postseason. I mean, they're going to make the postseason, but are they a team that maybe read their press clippings so much that they really need extra? I know they're pro athletes, but are they one of those franchises that need some extra motivation because they were told all offseason how great they're going to just steamroll through baseball?
It's tough to say. I mean, Mookie Betts it feels like has been dealing with like 6 different injuries already in the season. So when they finally get him playing well, that'll be a huge jump. They, for some reason, had I can't think of his first, Hao-Sung Kim, who they signed from Korea this offseason. They started him in AAA for some reason, and he hit like 500 there. They finally just now called him up, and he's hitting 400 in the majors. So, like, not sure what took so long. And their pitchers are, like, hurt. Like, Ohtani's working his way back, obviously, which will be a huge bump. But, like, Tyler Glasnow's been hurt. A bunch of guys have been hurt. So, I think they'll be fine once they get healthy. Like, I have no concerns about them. And I think when they get in the playoffs, they'll still be the best team.
Yeah. Speaking of best team by record, you know who's got the most wins and the best record in Major League Baseball?
Tigers.
Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, they're doing it.
Yeah, 41-22, having a great year. They lead their division by 6. I'll tell you, I was watching some baseball highlights today earlier, and boy, I tell you, a franchise that is sideways right now. And what have we had? We've had 3 manager firings, and I'm not saying this guy's close, but you may say it's close. The Red Sox are scuffling, man.
Yeah.
They are scuffling. And who is it? Cora over there?
Yep, Alex Cora.
It's getting loud, you know. Were they supposed to be pretty good? I mean, the Red Sox are 30-34, and nothing seems to be going well for them right now.
Yeah, no, they were supposed to be good. They went and got Garrett Crochet, which was a big move, and he's been very good for them. The Bregman Devers debacle still hangs over them pretty badly.
Yeah.
If they could do over, I'm not sure if they would do it the same way they did. Jarren Duran's been very good for them, but they haven't, outside of Garrett Crochet, they can't pitch. Like, they brought in Walker Buehler, he's been terrible. So Trevor Story's been just okay. They're paying him a lot of money. So, yeah, I mean, they were supposed to be able to compete, and really, if Garrett Crochet's not on the mound any given night, like, they ain't winning for the most part, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah, but man, I'm seeing and reading some stuff. It's heating up in Boston. It is really heating up. Before we take a break, Casey, I think, what is it? July 31st is the trade deadline.
Yes.
So things are the phones are being worked right now. Do you think we'll have a busy buy sell kind of thing, or hard to say still?
I do, just because you've got so many teams that are in it because of the wild card situation. Like, if you look in the NL, and we just talked about the Braves, and they're pretty much out of the division. But if they, you know, take a couple from the Giants and they play the Rockies, if you can get all of those, then like you're back in it. But like in terms of the NL in the wild card, Diamondbacks, Giants, Padres, Cardinals, Brewers, Phillies, I'll give the Nationals and the Braves are all very much alive. And then you've obviously got division winners I didn't even mention. Yeah. So, like, there's a lot of teams live there.
And boy, you're right, the National League. And right now, I mean, 7's a big number, but the Braves right now in the wild card are 7 out of the last spot.
It could happen.
I mean, that's with those extra spots, that really, really helps. But right now, National League, in terms of wild card, the Giants half a game out of the wild card, the last wild. Brewers 1 game. No. I'm sorry. Giants half game. Your leaders right now, your division leaders, Phillies, Padres, Cardinals, as you said. And then it's Giants, Brewers, Diamondbacks, Reds, Nationals, then the Braves. But the Braves are, if they could keep it under 10 wild card by the All-Star break, it's doable. Could be doable. But, some of the names I saw, in case you may know them a little bit better than I do, in terms of everybody's going to look for pitching. You know, there's talk that Walker Buehler could find his way back to the Dodgers. You know, they've had some starting pitching issues. What do you know much, or do you know much about this Sandy Alcantara?
Yeah.
Guys got big numbers. His ERA is high, but they say he still runs it up at 98. There's talk that he may be who's with the Marlins now.
Yep.
And there's talk he may bring in they may deal him. Zach Gallen, I think his name's been mentioned. There'll be movement. There'll be some pretty good movement, I think. All right, Casey, let's take a break here. I want to get back to the Florida-Georgia story. Some of the numbers are pretty neat. It just tells you how valuable this game is with regard to who's paying the universities what, even if the game is not in your city. We'll talk about that. Florida, Georgia, it's been set now. We know what's going to happen. Obviously, Jacksonville this year. It'll be in Atlanta the following year, and it'll be in Tampa the following year before the stadium here in Jacksonville is completed. So big numbers being thrown around, and Jacksonville is giving away a lot of money just to make sure the two teams, the two schools, don't get squirrely and say, hey Atlanta, hey Tampa. No. Jacksonville says no. We want to keep the game, and the city of Jacksonville is ponying up some money. We'll talk about that on the other side. It's a Thursday edition live. The Young and Norvelle Show coming to you from the patio at Sliders Oyster Bar.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
The best stories sometimes come after the game. Join us for in-depth conversations with local coaches Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m., including our latest guest on the program.
So I had a parent meeting year 2 and told the parents, look, I know there's 15 of us. So there'll be more that will come. The younger ones will come up, and they'll be fine. And, we'll win state championships. And when I tell you they laughed at me to the point of tears, I'm not exaggerating.
Catch up on the chats you missed by watching the After the Game playlist on our Action Sports Jacks YouTube page.
There's another overhead look of downtown Jacksonville. Kind of cloudy all over the area, but I think the rain here at the beach is kind of blown through. It is very pleasant temperature-wise out here. I'm on the patio, as I am every Thursday here at Sliders Oyster Bar. But, man, that rain came through, and I got to believe the temperature dropped 12 to 15 degrees or so. It is really, really nice. The patio filling up with people coming out to eat some dinner, have some great seafood here at Sliders Oyster Bar featuring Safe Harbor Seafood. Remember now, we're in that season, man, spring and summer. It is music time down here at Sliders Oyster Bar. They'll have live music on Saturday and Sunday this weekend, every weekend. Fun place, great food, great atmosphere. Sliders Oyster Bar, our Thursday home, and it should be a home for you all the time. If you're in the beach, make it a stop on your agenda. Sliders Oyster Bar. Terry Norvelle here. Patrick Young not with us today. Pat is in Charlotte speaking to the Truist Bank people. Pat had a speaking engagement in Charlotte, probably wrapped up now and trying to get back home. So we hope to hear from Pat tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow's show, Friday we'll have Brent Beard. We'll get back into a lot of college football, which we're going to kind of do right now, but Brent will join us as he does on Fridays. Also tomorrow, the Super Regionals get going. We'll track Florida State tomorrow. What did we say? Their first game is at 3. Yeah. Did we say? Yeah, 3 and then 6, I believe it is. Their early West Coast time. But we'll track Florida State's baseball, Miami's baseball. All the great Super Regionals get going. We may also tomorrow have a softball national champion, depending on tonight's game. Texas is 1 win away. Texas Tech, just a heartbreaking loss last night in the first game of the women's college softball World Series. All right, if you've lived in Jacksonville any length of time, I think you're pretty aware of how valuable the Florida-Georgia game is to the city. I think it's the best sporting event we've had in our area ever. I think it would be ranked number 1. The city is putting their money where their mouth is. Keep in mind now, Florida-Georgia will be played in the stadium downtown this year, of course. The Jaguars will play their full season. Florida-Georgia will be in Jacksonville this year. Now, because of the renovations, and these numbers have come out from both Florida and Georgia, the 2026 Florida-Georgia game will be played in Atlanta in the Mercedes relatively new big stadium. So Atlanta gets the Florida-Georgia game in 2026. Florida's game in 2027 as the host, that game will be played in Tampa. So the game will go to Atlanta and Tampa. That's 2 big boy cities. Once the renovations are done, the game will come back. Florida-Georgia will come back to Jacksonville in the new, shiny, state-of-the-art football stadium. Now, this will tell you how valuable the city considers the Florida-Georgia game. Both Georgia and Florida will receive $7.5 million for their 2026 game at Mercedes-Benz. So they're going to make a bunch of money, right? Atlanta's going to pay each school a lot of money. Tampa the following year is going to pay each school a lot of money. Get a load of this. Jacksonville will pay each school $3 million during the 26 and 27 seasons, even though the game is not in Jacksonville. They're still going to pony up and cut $3 million checks to both Florida and Georgia 2 years in a row. And see if Casey's got his ears on. Casey, right there, that tells you Jacksonville is saying, hey, man, I know you guys are going to be up in Atlanta in 2026. That's a big boy city, and they got a lot of money, and they would love to grab that game permanently every other year. And then I know in 2027, that game's going to be in Tampa. Tampa's a big city, and it's a big old Gator stronghold as well. How about Jacksonville just saying, hey, guys, just to let you know we value you in this game. Jacksonville, and I don't blame them. Do you, Casey? They're going to give each school $3 million during the years it's not played here.
Yeah,
that
I guess it's just the price of doing business, but obviously you want that game back here ASAP when you can get it. So, I mean, it's an interesting kind of side story, but you do what you got to do to get the game back.
Yeah. And I've got the notes for most of the 2026 game, which will be played in Atlanta. But again, Jacksonville, that's a very smart move. Their concern is, you go dancing around and getting flirted with Atlanta, and Atlanta says, we'll give you this and we'll give you that. Well, Jacksonville's just going to say, hey guys, how about $3 million for your trouble? Here's how much we value you guys in this game in our city. We're going to give you $3 million each 2 years in a row just to make sure that the new shiny pretty girl is walking by named Atlanta and Tampa. They don't. It's a little bit of insurance, I think. Because
definitely.
I don't blame him at all. Arthur Blank, he's got a big marketing AMB. Arthur Blank, obviously Sports Entertainment, will control the game. Pretty much put the game on for the city of Atlanta, and his group will include ticketing, concessions, and advertising. I wonder if there's a way, and certainly his organization, AMB Sports and Entertainment, he'd love that game to pop up in Atlanta and be able to run it through his entity there every other year. I wonder if there's a way, if you're Jacksonville, Mayor Deegan, whoever, I wonder if there's a way to say, hey, Shad Khan, ask a favor of you. Hey, Shad, could you call your colleague, co-owner in the NFL? Could you call Arthur Blank and say, hey, Arthur, good for you, my man, making some money, because that game has to have somebody put it on in Atlanta. But, hey, man, don't be doing anything stupid here, okay? Don't try to negotiate this game out of Jacksonville, okay?
You could go that route.
You got to say that, don't you?
I mean,
you definitely got to say
you got to do whatever you can to make sure it comes back when the stadium. But also, you would think they're going to want to come back and play in the new stadium because it's going to be very nice. So
I'm glad you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that stadium is going to be a top draw for a lot of people. I think college football is going to be interested in more than just the Florida Georgia game. But you would think Florida and Georgia want to play in this new stadium for sure.
Absolutely, I'm glad you went there. I'm a native of Jacksonville. I love the game here. I've loved it. It wouldn't crush. I could see why it might want to go, obviously Atlanta, Tampa, every other year. I will say this. Had the Jacksonville Jaguars never landed in Jacksonville, I'm pretty confident. Now, we're talking the last 30 years. If Jacksonville Jaguars never were a team, I'm pretty confident that the Florida-Georgia game would have bounced. It would have gone Atlanta.
I agree.
Maybe I think it would have gone back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, where would the Florida home game be played? It might occasionally be. But if Georgia started getting it and playing in Atlanta, I think Florida wouldn't just leave it in Jacksonville. If the Jaguars never showed up, Casey, the 3 or 4 renovations to that stadium would have been much harder to hammer through. And I think that game would have gone. I think we would have lost. I think the Jaguars get credit for keeping Florida, Georgia, even before this shiny new stadium.
Yeah,
I would have been gone.
I couldn't agree more, because what would be the point of maintaining a stadium for a one time every 365?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I agree with you. The Jags have kept it here, and hopefully they'll keep it here again with the new stadium.
Without the NFL team, would we have, obviously the city had to have done some sprucing up of the Gator Bowl, whatever it would be called? Yes, but stadiums have just skyrocketed in price and amenities. I could have seen, if the Jaguars never showed up here, I bet you in this 30-year run they've had, 10 years into them not being here, this game, Jacksonville would have lost the game. I think just the landscape of Taj Mahal stadiums, it would have gotten passed out. I think, and a lot of your neutral site games are gone by the wayside. A lot of them are gone. Definitely are gone. But yeah, heck of a bunch of numbers. The game, while it's on neutral site furlough, if you will, the game will maintain a neutral site atmosphere with equal representation for both schools. Georgia football will cash in by playing its annual rivalry game with Florida for the first time in 2026. Mercedes-Benz, so to be in their new stadium. God, that thing's got to be 4 or 5 years old now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely a few years. Yeah.
These stadiums get old quick. I know within the last couple of years, something hit me, and I said, how about Jerry Jones, the Cowboys Stadium? And I've been in it 3 or 4 times, been 3 or 4 games. That was considered, remember, that was so groundbreaking. It took so long to build because it had every bell and every whistle. I looked, I said, how old is that thing? Casey, without looking, just a ballpark, what year do you think Jerry Jones' stadium opened up? And it still feels like it's as modern as a bunch of them out there.
I'll say 2016.
2009 it opened. Isn't that crazy? It's been that long. These stadiums, they get old quick. Mercedes-Benz is probably 5 years old by now, isn't it? Right at it, probably.
Yeah, no, I say the Jags played there. I forget exactly the year, but the point I'm making is Gardner Minshew was the quarterback of the Jags at that time. So that was a good little bit ago, and we went to that game. So I remember that, and it was definitely the new stadium then. So that's at least 5 years ago.
Absolutely. Going back to the overall topic of this segment we had, how valuable, if you want to know how valuable the Florida-Georgia game is to Jacksonville, this write-up goes on to say, and obviously it's going to come back here in 2028 and 2029 after the renovations to the new stadium here in Jacksonville completed. So Florida-Georgia, and then they do contracts for about 3. It seems like they're always re-signing the contract. How about this, Casey? Then after they give them $3 million each for 2 years in a row, just for the hell of it, to say, hey, don't forget us, we're Jacksonville, you're coming back. The city of Jacksonville is guaranteeing a minimum of $10 million to each school when it comes back to Jacksonville, 2028 and 2029. That's $10 million just handed to each school for one game to be played. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's a good business if you can get into it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where this money comes from, but it sounds like a lot of it's got to show up.
The minimum guarantee then goes up to $10.5 million for each school in both 2030 and 2031.
Crazy.
Wow. Georgia, and this was a Georgia write-up, so Georgia is believed to make between $5 and $5.5 million annually for the game right now. So within a couple of years, just doubling. They're just doubling it. Wow. I'm sorry. Let me back up. I doubled these numbers, and I shouldn't have. Both Georgia and Florida will receive $1.5 million from Jacksonville during 26 and 27 when the game is not played here, for a total of 3.
Gotcha.
Not 3 each. I thought it was 3 each this year, 3 each the second year. The game, obviously, if most people know this by now, the game has been played annually in Jacksonville since 1933, except for 94 and 95 when the stadium underwent construction back then. And again, these are the details from, and they'll be close from the Florida side. These are the details from the Georgia side with the game going up to Atlanta. Financial details for the 2027 game, Florida-Georgia, played in Tampa, have yet to be released, but terms are laid out for the 26 game in a memorandum of understanding dated on November 12th, blah, blah, blah. These numbers we kind of know are in the first road game of Florida-Georgia, which will be in Atlanta. Schools will also get a cash. How about this? God, the money in sports, Casey. Why don't we get any of this? How about this? All that money these schools get, all the TV money they get, the schools will also get a cash pool of up to $500,000 as travel compensation to be allocated at the school's direction for lodging, travel, and other expenses.
So the Gators get $500K for riding the bus for an hour and a half?
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha.
You gotta love it. Oh, the numbers. Sports is big business. Big business. All right, Casey, let's take our final break. Come back. We'll start wrapping things up. Take a look at a lot of Major League Baseball action. Kind of reset what we've talked about today, including the sports bra. The sports bra bar. It's expanding. We'll get into that on the other side.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
The best stories sometimes come after the game. Join us for in-depth conversations with local coaches Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m., including our latest guest on the program.
So I had a parent meeting year 2 and told the parents, look, I know there's 15 of us. There'll be more that will come. The younger ones will come up and they'll be fine. And, we'll win state championships. And when I tell you they laughed at me to the point of tears, I'm not exaggerating.
Catch up on the chats you missed by watching the After the Game playlist on our Action Sports Jacks YouTube page.
We are back here, final segment, starting to wrap things up. Been a fun, very diverse show today, the Young and Norvelle show. Patrick should join us again tomorrow. He's in Charlotte on a speaking assignment, speaking to the head honchos at Truist Bank, I believe he said. It was Truist Bank up in Charlotte. Pat will be with us tomorrow. Brent Beard will join us tomorrow for the Friday edition as well. We'll have a lot of college sports to get to, including regional baseball, super regional baseball. I'm really looking forward to that. Going to watch a lot of that all weekend. We got several stories we want to get back to, catch you up, including a story, just one of these tough stories. Again, Anthony Richardson just can't stay healthy. We'll get into that in a moment. But I wanted to remind you folks about the huge party coming up this Saturday out at Hurricane Jointon Creek, our Mandarin location. Josh and Callie, the owners, they throw this party in June every year, and it is going to be huge. This Saturday, if you're in the Mandarin area looking for something to do, open to close. It is a big party. They've got American lager specials, all kinds of domestic beer specials. Stella will be out there. They've got brackish vodka will be set up. They'll have tents in the parking lot, live bands playing, cornhole tournament, all kinds of giveaways. A lot of the a big portion of what is raised on Saturday at the Mandarin location of Hurricane will go to river restoration. Obviously, they're right there on Jewington Creek, but Josh and Callie are very much stewards of outdoor activities and going to a good cause to kind of help make sure our waterways are where they should be and healthy. Good cause. Big party. Again, if you're in the Mandarin area, if you live in that area this Saturday or just want to go over there, big party inside and outside at Hurricane Jointon Creek. That's our Tuesday home. We have a good time over there. Live bands in the parking lot. It is open to close on Saturday. Great drink specials, great food specials. As I said, cornhole tournament. You can call over there right now if you are wanting to get in the cornhole tournament. They're giving away, I know a huge TV is one of the prizes, a lot of prizes. And just going to be a big fun time. I'm going to try and swing by there. I'm working Saturday at another event. But, yeah, it's going to be a big time if you're in Mandarin on Saturday, open to close. You're going to have a good time if you stop by Hurricane in Jewington Creek. All right, back here. I told you a little bit about the Anthony Richardson situation. Not great news. Hopefully it's not as bad. But Indianapolis Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson, and this is from the ESPN story. Of course, he's in the middle of a quarterback battle. Veteran Daniel Jones is on that roster. The Colts went out and, signed Daniel Jones. I mean, he's not the greatest quarterback in the world, but they signed a guy like that for competition. Anthony Richardson has reportedly re-aggravated the right shoulder joint he injured in 2023 now and will be sidelined for an undetermined length of time. The head coach said, Steichen said Richardson missed all 3 off-season practices this week and will be held out of next week's 3-day mandatory minicamp. Not good when you're kind of walking into a pretty heated competition. Steichen, the head coach, was non-committal when he was asked whether Richardson would be ready for the start of training camp, which, by the way, for the Colts, that starts on July 22nd. So, man, that's if you're not sure if your guy's going to be ready on June 5th, and you're referencing will he be ready on July 22nd? Ooh, that's tough. So the news comes on the heels of Richardson approaching trainers after a practice last week, and he reported soreness in his shoulder, Steichen said. After examination, doctors determined he suffered an aggravation of his AC joint, which Richardson sprained 5 weeks into his rookie season. The previous injury required season-ending surgery. This one won't, according to the coach, but Richardson will still need to rest. Asked whether this kind of soreness is normal for players who have previously sustained AC joint injuries, Steichen wasn't sure. This is a topic we'll probably bring up next week with Dr. Bates. But, yeah, this is tough, man. This story on Anthony Richardson goes on to say this news is a major setback for Richardson amid the quarterback battle he is having with Daniel Jones. Richardson has already missed 17 total games in 2 seasons because of injuries, including 12 games that he missed because of the previous shoulder sprain. The Colts also benched Richardson for 2 games last season, briefly opting for veteran Joe Flacco. And Casey, if you've got your ears on back there, was that benching obviously was not health related. Was that when he pulled himself out of the game? Or
yes.
Catch me up on that. What was the deal? He he scrambled like 2 plays in a row and just said, "I need to catch my breath."
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, like he was a running back. He said, "I need to come out," and he came out. And then the Colts were like, "We're going to put Joe Flacco in," and Joe Flacco never really played a few games, and that didn't work either. But yes, that is how that happened.
Richardson, the number 4 overall pick in 2023, arrived with hopes of becoming the franchise quarterback in Indianapolis, but his injury travails have dealt a blow to those hopes. And I also, Casey, they're putting a lot of this on the injury travails. You got to put a little bit on. He just hadn't played real well either, has he?
Yeah, there's that.
Right?
There's injuries. Hasn't played super well. Had a couple of moments, but not really good games to put together.
Yeah, and you know that pull himself out with his history. He was already considered, and this is probably not fair because, again, injuries are injuries. But, even Gator Nation to a degree, gosh, this guy's made out of, tissue paper, right? And the Colt fans, I think, that's kind of been whispered up there. If you pull yourself out because you were winded, that kind of plays into the tissue paper, doesn't it, a little bit? That was just bad.
Yes, correct. It's one of the worst looks of all time, yeah.
I mean, don't you and I'm not abdicating lying here, but if it was true, if Richardson did have 2 long scrambles and he was winded and he was thinking, man, I don't even know if I can get the play call out. I'm sucking wind. Don't you have the presence of mind? Don't you kind of fake limp off the field?
Yes.
Right? Seriously, Casey, don't you?
You do anything other than I'm just tired, yeah.
You kind of reach for your hammy a little bit. You kind of fake limp, maybe, gingerly on one of your ankles and catch your breath and go back in.
Yeah, that would have been better.
And then it was Richardson that said, when he was questioned, right, hey, you came out there in that portion of the game. Oh, I needed to catch my breath.
Yeah, he told on himself.
Yeah, he knocked himself out. Oh, boy. All right. So, we don't wish any ill will. Obviously, this is quasi Jaguar related because, the Colts, 2 games on the schedule. 2 games on the schedule. Jack Caglione, news today in the first game of a doubleheader today. Caglione, of course, the former Gator star, has been called up. Yesterday was his first game. And today's his second. They play a doubleheader, actually. The first game is completed. The Royals got beat by the Cardinals, but Jack Caglione did go 1 for 4, got his first hit in game number 2, and also drove in. It was a double. He drove in a run. So Caglione, good to get that first hit with his new club, Major League club. I hope he hits a couple home runs because I want him to. That might be the only reason I would even think about turning on the home run derby. I want Caglione in there. I want him in the home run derby. Are you a home run derby guy? I think it's kind of like the dunk contest. There's only so much you can do, and to me, it's just kind of run its course.
I could take it or leave it. I'm not gonna just make sure I'm sitting there watching it, but I may if it works out that way.
And it got way back in the day. The home run derby was a big deal because the All-Star game was a big deal because your favorite team or player, you didn't see much. I mean, it was a treat. You had the home run derby and then the game the next day. And I mean, you didn't, as recently as the 70s, you had, and I know you're saying, hey, that's not recent. Casey, what were you? You were negative how many years?
In the 70s, I was negative.
2 decades?
Negative a lot.
Yeah. But, you would have Saturday, there would be a game of the week on. And down here, we would catch, we'd catch the Braves when it worked. The Cubs seemed like when I was young in the 70s, I saw the Cubs a lot. But you'd get one game, and Monday Night Baseball was huge. You'd get Monday Night Baseball. That was huge. But, I mean, the Braves, they were never my favorite team, but there were a lot of people in this area. The Braves were not good either, so they were rarely on TV. I mean, MLB was like, that 1 o'clock game, national, or even if it was regionally split, they were like, the Braves were terrible in the 70s. But so that made the All-Star game and the home run derby, man. And it was just neat to see all the teams, all the players in their jerseys, the color and all. Did they do away with did they do away with, they went to all-star uniforms.
Yeah.
So everybody was wearing this. Did they get rid of that?
No, they still have it.
They still do that. I like the other way. I loved everybody wore their own team. I loved that. And they got away from that. I thought that was, and that was how it was done forever.
Yeah, for sure.
Forever it was done like that. And you would see the, I know we're running out of time, but you would see the, every year the National League would take their team picture and the American League would take, and it was just a bunch of, everybody had their own jerseys on, their own uniform. It was awesome. It was awesome. I loved it. So they didn't ask me my opinion though. Have you started working, Casey? We've got 1 minute. Have you started on the softball version of the Savannah Bananas? Our idea. It's our idea, Casey. Have you started?
Not yet, but it's my first thing I'm going to do when the show ends.
Is it on the docket? It's
first. It's first on the docket.
First on the docket. All right. Savannah Bananas softball version. Somebody, Casey, Terry, we should do it. All right, that'll wrap it up. We'll get out of here. Fun day as always. Remember, all weekend long here at Sliders, Saturday and Sunday, live music. It is a fun place. Come out to have a drink. Come out to have a meal. Come out to just have fun. People watch. If you're at the beach in the Neptune Beach, Atlantic Beach area, you owe it to yourself to stop by Sliders Oyster Bar. We'll do it again tomorrow, 4 o'clock, 4 to 6, for the Friday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. Hope to hear from Patrick, and we'll get Brent Beard on, talking a lot of college baseball super regionals. Knowles and Canes still alive. We'll talk about it tomorrow on the show. Have a great rest of your Thursday, everybody.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals.